Okay, so I haven't seen this done before on like the booktube. I mean, someone could have done it before and maybe I just like haven't watched it. But as far as I know, no one else has done this, and maybe there's a reason for that. But today we're just gonna do some character duels. So what I mean by that is that I'm gonna draw two characters' names, draw them each a weapon of sort. It can be a power, it can be just like something to help them in their fighting. And I'm gonna see like who do I think will win, and you guys can let me know who you think would win, how wrong I am in most cases, just all that stuff. And I guess this is kind of inspired by the Rip or Ship It book tag, just because I'm gonna be like drawing like names out of the mug. By the way, it is the Wisconsin mug again. So I thought it would just be kind of funny. I don't know. I put in a lot of characters. I have like 20 characters in here. We're probably not going to do them all. It's about like 10-ish duels, but I'm probably going to do like 8. We'll see how long each one takes. And in here, in my The Book Was Better like tote thing, I don't think it's a tote, but whatever it is, I have a bunch of powers, weapons, things to aid in a fight. And I put most of the characters I put into the character Wisconsin mug are ones without like natural powers. Like I didn't put like Nina in here, who would have like the heart render power or whatever, because I feel like that would be cheating. I do have a few characters that have powers like that, but I'll decide like how they can implement them when their name comes up. So yeah, let me know if someone else has done this. I don't think anyone else has done this, but I'm probably wrong because booktube's a big place. I'm sure everything has mostly been done at this point. Okay, so our first duel is between, try to get, I put these in here a few days ago, and I don't really remember who I put in here, like honestly. I know a few, but I think there are going to be a few who surprise me, and maybe I'll annoy myself. We'll see. Okay, so our first dueler is Inej from Six of Crows. Not really someone who you'd want to be facing in a duel, in my opinion. And Cress from the Lunar Chronicles. Okay, before we decide who's gonna win this, it's totally not obvious at this point. Let's get a weapon for each of them. It's not really a weapon, there are powers in here too. Okay, so Inej, and they don't have anything except this power, except natural fighting skills, but they don't have like any external things. So Inej gets a dagger, which, not a great combination, honestly, for Cress. And Cress gets, claws. Cress grows claws, surprisingly. So Cress grows claws suddenly. She's like, just minding her own business, about to face off Inej with her dagger. Cress grows claws like one of the wolf mutants from the Lunar Chronicles, so it kind of works a little bit. Okay, I have a feeling that this wouldn't really work out for Cress. Inej with a dagger is not something you want to face, ever. And even though Cress grows claws, it would just prohibit her ability to like type on computers and like do all of her tech stuff. Imagine how annoying that would be if you had claws and trying to like type on a computer or like a phone. That'd be so annoying. I feel like the claws are actually a negative thing that Cress has to deal with. I mean, Inej is obviously gonna win. She has a dagger. That's like her weapon of choice. Moving on. Inej is the winner, obviously. Okay, our next duel. Hopefully there may be a little more of a competition in this one. I don't know. We'll see. Nothing against you, Cress, but we have Kit, Rook, I don't know what you want to call him, from the Shadowhunter Chronicles. One of my favorite all-time, probably like one of my actually favorite all-time characters, versus Isabel Lightwood from the Shadowhunter Chronicles. The reason I chose Kit is because I thought he'd be kind of funny because he doesn't have much Shadowhunter training and he's just a little bit weak compared to everyone else. So let's see what weapon Kit gets. Let's see. Okay, Kit has the weapon of dance. So Kit all of a sudden gets really, this is something we didn't know about Kit, but he's a very extremely good dancer. He implements that in his battle style. Okay. Isabel gets Riptide, Percy Jackson's sword. Okay, I feel like Izzy would win with any weapon. Kit with the power of dance, I don't know how well that's gonna work out for him. Okay, so I guess Kit would be really good at dodging, but Riptide at its core is like a basic sword. And a basic sword is probably gonna beat the power of dance any day. And I feel like Izzy already kind of has the power of dance because like she's really good at like maneuvering and like dodging, and so I feel like the power of dance is kind of canceled out by Isabel's just natural like rhythm with fighting. And Izzy's got a sword, and Kit literally only has his ability to dance. So I feel like Isabel is gonna win this one. I'm sorry, Kit, but the power of dance cannot go up against a sword or Isabel. Okay, our next duel. I can't believe I'm getting all like the stupid weapons immediately. Whoops. Our first participant is Cinder from the Lunar Chronicles. She's not a huge fighter, but she does have some cool tech stuff, so. Versus Juliet from the Shatter Me series. Okay, I don't actually know right now, but let's give him some kind of power. Okay, so Cinder can breathe fire. I feel like that's not like too out of like what her powers are. Like I feel like just a little upgrade and she could totally breathe fire. And Juliet gets charm speak. I'm talking about the charm speak that Piper has from the Heroes of Olympus series. Okay, so imagine this. It's a battle. Cinder comes out looking tough. Juliet comes out next. Like a very evil look on her face. She's ready to just go down in a fight. And I'm talking about end of book series for Stormy Juliet. Cinder makes the first move. She breathes fire all over the competition. And Juliet she's a fighter now. I'm gonna say that she can't. I feel like Juliet would just immediately destroy Cinder. You know what? Maybe Cinder wouldn't be completely affected by her power because she's like half like robot kind of. Would she be completely affected by Juliet's charm speak and Juliet's regular power? I feel like this would be kind of an evenly matched fight. I honestly don't know who to give it to because I feel like Juliet's charm speak wouldn't really work on someone who's like half cyborg, or it would work less efficiently because Cinder has that thing in her brain when she's being lied to. Ooh, I think Cinder might win this. It really depends on what powers Juliet's going to be using. Like, if she's using her, like, general powers, Cinder would have some kind of, like, backup in her. I'm going to back up in, like, her robotiness to be able to withstand it. I'm going to say Cinder is going to win this battle. Cinder, you're breathing fire all over the competition and you're winning. Okay, the next match is between Emma Carstairs from the Dark Artifices / the Shadowhunter Chronicles, and she's also a really tough character, and Kieran from the Dark Artifices / the Shadowhunter Chronicles. Okay, I know who would win in a general fight between them, obviously Emma, but let's see what weapon Emma gets. Emma gets the weapon of perception. Okay, so basically she kind of knows a lot about Kieran and she can like tell what he's gonna do before he does it. That's kind of what I meant by perception when I wrote it. Was like she can kind of I mean, Emma can kind of do that anyway, but she has no weapon except perception and like her fists and her kicks, and Kieran has the power of Cabe's water with him, from the Raven cycle. So Kieran with Cabe's water, Adam had almost a piece of ceiling hit him, and Cabe's water saved him from it. I feel like Cabe's water is almost a perception thing too. Cabe's water would protect him because it would know what Emma was going to do beforehand. I don't really know exactly what Cabe's water's powers are specifically. It has been a while since I've read the Raven cycle, but it hasn't actually been that long. I recently reread it, but Cabe's water is kind of a mystery. I feel like Cabe's water and Kieran would get along really well because he's a fairy. Ooh, this is difficult. Why did I make such difficult powers? Well, Kieran is from the Wild Hunt, which means he's a really good warrior too. I feel like Emma's better, but they're both really good warriors. But I feel like Cabe's water beats perception any day, because Cabe's water has perception and a ton of other stuff. So I think Kieran would like barely win this one, but honestly, I don't know. So that's what I'm gonna go with. I never thought I would say Kieran would win in a fight against Emma, but here I am saying it. Okay, our next match is between Percy Jackson from Percy Jackson and Nova from the Renegades trilogy. Ooh, okay. I don't know yet. I'm leaning towards... Oh, I don't know, actually. Let's see what weapons they get. Okay, Percy gets the ability to teleport. Okay. All he has is teleportation. And at this point, Nova is a better fighter than he is. So I don't know actually. Nova is getting a bow and arrow. This is really interesting. In the Renegades trilogy, we haven't seen Nova ever use a bow and arrow. Like, I'd assume she's okay. Oh wait, we did see her that one time. Oh wait, she was good, wasn't she? Remember when they were practicing? If you've read the books, I don't know. Yeah. When they were practicing and weren't they practicing with like a bow and arrow? I'm pretty sure they were, and she was pretty good at it. And Percy has the ability to teleport, which would basically negate the ability of a bow and arrow, because like if you could teleport, you'd never get shot. So Nova would have to like seriously use all of her like abilities. See, perception would be really useful for Nova right now. So Nova would have to use all of her abilities to try to figure out where Percy's gonna teleport to. And they both have natural powers, so I think I'm gonna let them keep their natural powers for this because they both have them, so Percy can control the sea. And Nova can obviously make people fall asleep. I don't know where they're battling. I almost did location for this too, but I feel like that was too many moving parts and it'd be more difficult. Who would win? I don't think the bow and arrow would be like any use against someone who could teleport. But Nova's a better fighter, so I feel like she could, honestly, teleportation I think would come out on top. Would Percy really win against Nova? I mean, he's a good fighter. I think Percy will win, okay? Percy's the winner. Oh my god, this is like not going the way I thought it would. Maybe these are two overpowered powers I have in here. I don't know. Okay, so the next match is between Holly Short from the Artemis Fowl series. One of my childhood favorite series, if you haven't heard of it. I mean, you probably have at this point because there's a movie coming out, but it's one of my favorites. Versus Annabeth Chase from Percy Jackson. Right now, I think Holly would win just because she's a more like mature fighter, but let's see. Depends really on the weapons, I think. So Holly gets an axe. Interesting. I feel like Holly would never fight with an axe. And Annabeth gets a bazooka. I feel like Holly would be severely disadvantaged with an axe as a weapon because she's so like little, because she's a fairy obviously, and an axe would be so huge and she'd just be like, ugh, trying to carry it around and it, like hit Annabeth with it. And Annabeth with the bazooka, I feel like a bazooka can like target things, so even if Holly is flying through the air, like Annabeth could still hit her. So I feel like Annabeth would win just because of the weapon that Holly has in this case. So sorry Holly, but you got defeated. Okay, our next fight is between Wylan from the Six of Crows duology. Not really a natural fighter. You know, maybe he'll get a really good power or weapon. Versus Magnus Bane from the Shadowhunter Chronicles. Imagine Magnus Bane and Wylan like in the same book. That'd be kind of crazy. Wylan gets a pistol, so he took one of Jesper's pistols, I guess, and Magnus gets a stick. So Magnus has a stick, while Wylan has a pistol. But honestly, is this even a fight? Like, Magnus with, like, nothing could beat a pistol. Like, all he'd have to do was use his magic powers. No one could shoot Magnus. And Wylan, we don't know, he's never used a gun. Is he a good shot? He's kind of like Crest, like he does other things. I think Magnus Bane would win even if his weapon was a stick because of his abilities. Okay, so the next duel is between Simon Snow from Carry On, one of my favorite books of all time, by the way, and Ronan Lynch from the Raven Cycle series. Would they hate each other? I feel like Ronan would hate Simon, like in a lot of ways. Simon would probably just be scared of him. Okay, so Simon Snow has super speed, which is interesting. And Ronan has Jack the Sword from the Magnus Bane trilogy. The Magnus Bane trilogy? Oh my god, no. The Magnus Chase trilogy. Okay, first of all, Ronan and Jack the Sword would hate each other. Can you imagine the sassy sword, like, trying to have a conversation with Ronan Lynch? First of all, they wouldn't get along. Jack would probably leave, because he was so irritated. And Simon Snow with super speed. I feel like Simon would win just because Ronan and Jack would just be fighting the whole time, and Simon Snow could get in there with his super speed and just like knock him out. So I think Simon would win, but maybe Ronan would pull like a surprise move. I don't know. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay, so I lost some footage for some reason. I did the whole video, but it stopped when I was doing a battle between Warner and Leo, I think. So I lost like 1 or 2 battles, but I don't know what to do. I'm not going to redo them because like I feel like that'd be kind of fake. So I just want to say thank you for watching. I did this already, but I'll do it again, I guess. Tell me what power you'd like most. Personally, I choose the power of dance, and I think that'd be a lot of fun, but also teleportation would be cool. And yeah, let me know if you disagree, if you think that there'd be more tension and action than I indicated would be in a fight, and let me know, yeah, all that stuff. So thank you guys for watching. Bye.